Hey everyone, so I'd like to introduce you to the Stellera Type 10. This is an opportunity to own a very special Mini. This is a classic Mini, but with the heart and soul of a sports car. Let's check it out. So the Stellera Type 10 is a classic Mini with a sports car heart and soul. In order to get that sports car dynamic, the car has got a mid-engine drivetrain, and you can sort of see that from the outside of the car. You can see the twin exhaust coming through the carbon fiber deck lid here. It's got some reminiscence of the front end of a Mini, including the Cooper grille, and even the little kind of bulges here exiting on the exhaust are reminiscent of the front turn signals. The exhausts themselves have the rolled lip similar to the typical Mini RC40. So all of this kind of hark back to the original Mini, but also shows what lies beneath. So the engine is located in the middle of the car here. It is a Honda K20 Z3, which is out of 2009 Civic Si. It has a completely bespoke exhaust system from the headers all the way to the muffler. Everything is bespoke for this car. It sounds incredible. The engine itself is throttle-by-wire. It's being run on a Haltech 1500 ECU. All the most modern stuff is being used for this engine. It's powering the rear wheels through a set of custom axles to a set of custom control arms that go to the 10-inch wheels. It has twin calipers on the back of the car. So there is a front caliper, an aftermarket unit from the front of a Mini, as well as a secondary Wilwood caliper that is functioning as the e-brake. The engine here is paired to a 6-speed manual transmission through cables that run up into the cabin, and it's got a limited slip differential, giving you that 2-tire fire when you take off with ultimate traction. The engine choice was made to be the most representative of a GT car. We wanted something that was drivable, something that was powerful, exciting, and had that exotic sound and feel. The K20 engine is arguably one of the best engines ever made, and especially in this configuration with the Z3, it has so much power, so much feel to the engine, but not too much to be overwhelming or scary. It's that perfect Goldilocks sweet spot of having a really exciting sports car. To create that exotic feel, we also needed that exotic sound, and a huge part of that is the exhaust and header system. So much time went into developing a header and exhaust system for this car that had just the right sound and feel. And this exhaust is incredible. It's all 304 stainless, TIG welded, back purged. Every single piece of it is unique and bespoke to this car only. Everything is hand formed. It's got V-band clamps, it's got flex joints, it's got incredible welding throughout. And the end result is a car that sounds incredible. It does not sound like your typical Honda. Most people have no idea how an engine like that comes in a Civic could sound this amazing, but it does. Serviceability has also been a big consideration in the building of this car. We've got a trickle charger port right here, super easy to access, so you can keep the car charged up as the battery is located underneath the passenger seat. There's also a jump port underneath here if you ever need to jump start the car. From this angle, you can also see the suspension out back. All 4 corners of the car have double adjustable coilover suspension, and they're easily adjustable from the back side of the car here. You can also see a small detail through the back window leading onto the interior of the car. This is the third brake light. This acts as both the third brake light of the car and also the reverse light. Very special little piece there. Through the back window, you can see a lot of different details going on. The first thing you see is that there's an access panel on the top here that's held down by some quick disconnect fasteners. That allows access to the top of the engine to do oil changes and servicing. On top of that, there is a CNC'd X marking the Type 10 to kind of act as both a stiffener for that top piece and signify that this is in fact the Type 10. Here we have the sound system, part of the sound system of the car. The car has Morel speakers, all top of the line. They are highlighted and painted and are supposed to stand out as individual pieces on their own rather than just being hidden in the rest of the sound system. Moving forward, you can see the integrated roll bar that is all leather covered. This roll bar is built actually into the chassis in more ways than just being bolted down through the floor. It's welded in, and there is an additional structure that runs right to the front firewall. This gives the car a lot more rigidity and torsional stiffness. This was required both from the sports car handling that the car has achieved, and then also to stabilize the car for the sky panel, which is up top. This is the final detail you can see from up here. This sky panel is a piece of glass. It's a compound curve. So it's curved this direction and this direction. It was actually molded off the original roof of the car. It's not only a compound curve, but it's internally tinted and it's safety glass. So if anything were to happen, it wouldn't shatter and fall on your head. This is a very unique piece to the car and one of only one in the world that has this panel. So the car started off as a steel-bodied Mini, but many of the panels are now composite carbon fiber. The arches you can see here are all hand-done, hand-formed, unique to this car. Because of the car's rear-wheel drive nature, it actually has a wider rear track than it does in the front. And these arches exemplify that meaty stance that you get from the back. Each one of them was molded right off of the car and took many, many iterations to get the angles just right so that the car appears low, but in fact actually sits high so you can go over speed bumps. Coming around the front of the car, you can see even more nods to its rear-wheel drive mid-engine nature. Right in the center of the hood here, you can see the filler cap, and this hood right here, or bonnet, was custom made for the car. It's completely made out of carbon fiber and it has a recess here for this filler cap. If you go to see the headlights here, they are projector style HIDs, top of the line, amazing beam pattern, light up the road in front of you, and you need that light for the amount of speed that this thing can carry through the corners. To suit the warm root beer color of the paint, the chrome on all of the chromed finishes is actually not chrome, it's nickel plated. This gives a little bit warmer, a little bit richer feel. It's a small detail, but all those small details add up. So you might think that under the hood there's only the fuel tank, but in fact there's a lot of things, including a little bit of storage space. So if we go around and pop the hood, even the inside of this has had detail and thought put into it. So you notice how the hood prop is like a grand piano. Comes up, it's on a friction positioning hinge. You got a little bit of storage space right here. You got all the names of the people involved in creating this. And then behind this panel here is your brake reservoirs, your fluid reservoirs for your windshield washer. And here's a fun little Easter egg. In order to remove this panel, you need to take out these knurled knobs. A little holster. Underneath this panel, there is the radiator, there's the AC condenser, there is the heater blower motor, there is the AC blower motor, and there's also a 50+ liter fuel tank, all located in the front of the car here, so that the rest of the car can have room to be spacious and have the engine in the back. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the front of the car that you can't necessarily see, but it's nice we're even able to keep a little bit of storage right on top. The car is sitting on 10 by 6 inch wheels. That's a 10-inch diameter, 6-inch width. They're running Yokohama Advan tires on all 4 corners. Each wheel is individual and different than every other wheel, and they're also unique and bespoke to this car. The wheels are all 10 by 6 inches wide, but the offsets are different front to rear. It has a lower offset in the back so that the car has a wider track width in the back for more stability and for that rear drive look. Each wheel is, again, unique to each corner because not only are the track widths different, but the actual spokes are directional. They were designed using CAD and tested with CFD to actually pull air out of the brake assemblies to cool the brakes. The wheels are a 3-piece design. The centers have been developed and designed here in Vancouver, British Columbia, and the wheel rims, the outer and the inner rim, are spun by a company out of England. So there's a lot going on in the interior of this car. This has got to be one of the most special things about this car. Starting right at where the driver sits, what you see right here, the steering wheel is bespoke again to the car. This steering wheel is inspired by the original Mark I mini steering wheel, but made smaller for a more precision driving feel and entirely CNC'd out of billet aluminum. The outer rim of the steering wheel is made in a composite material like you would find on a countertop. Looking through the steering wheel, one of the biggest showpieces of the inside of the interior is the wood bowl dash. This dash was inspired by a furniture design, something you'd see in a living room. Even just looking at the door panel here, you can see all these small details. Starting with the door pull, this is how you close the door. This was CNC milled out of the same wood as the dash. A lot of the interior components on the car are inspired by things that aren't necessarily automotive. Interior design, fashion. Moving along here, you can see the window winder. So this car has mechanical wind-up windows, but instead of the typical kind of lever style window winder, this is a circle that's inspired by the disc winder found on the Ferrari Enzo. This handle here is how you get in and out, how you open the door. If you look up from the driver's position, you can see the overhead console here. This is for the dome lights. It's also for the HVAC controls. This is your heater and your air conditioning controls here. The seats start off as a carbon fiber seat base from Tillet, but the pads are all custom to the car. Moving forward, we have the shifter here. The shifter is designed to look like almost like a raindrop that's falling. So it's a one-piece design from the knob all the way down to the shifter mechanism. So it's a continuous piece, and it is again nickel plated. If we go forward from that, you can see the twin cup holders. The kind of open flute design allows you to actually put your cell phone. So as minimalist as the rest of the interior is, that carries forward onto the switch panel. So all of the controls are located right here on the center dash. Because everything is run through a Haltech standalone ECU, we've also got the full wiring of the car. There's no relays, there's no fuses. It's all solid state, and it's all operated with momentary switches. So the momentary switches are located up here. You've got your lights, your starter, your wiper, and your washer, as well as your hazard button over there. Other than the shifter, the steering wheel, and the 3 pedals underneath, this is all the controls you need. If you look up from the switchgear, you can see the 3 gauges. These are reminiscent of the 3 gauges that were in the original Mini. In the gauge to the left, we've got a small tachometer. On the gauge to the right, we've got your oil pressure. The center gauge has got your speed in miles per hour, as well as your water temperature and fuel. There's also a small digital screen here that gives you additional information. And for your viewing pleasure, here's a little soundbite of the way this car sounds. So that's it for the Stellera Type 10. As you can see, it's a really unique car. And to the right person who appreciates these small details, it would look incredible parked next to the rest of their car collection.